Guys, I have another incredible expose here of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the Devil's Playground. Okay, I'm even going to cover why Norway and the Beast just progressed, where they're going to play against Brazil. Can't believe it. That code is insane for Haaland and Norway. But I'm going to focus on the Netherlands and Cody Gakpo. Before I get into this, I just want to say I love you, Cody. Decoding with Cody is an amazing coder. Okay, he did like the Netherlands, but obviously there's 48 teams at this World Cup. Just because they didn't win the World Cup doesn't mean that he's not an incredibly gifted coder. All right, so give me a woo for Cody. Now, everyone watching this, JK said the first thing I thought when I saw Germany and Holland get knocked out was Illusion's video tomorrow is going to be wild. Yes, that was very, very interesting. But there's a sync with Germany and Japan as well, with why they both went out on the same day, going back to 1945 and the war. If I remember, I'll mention that. My brother Durell, who I love to bits, is in the chat. Ooh, much love to him. Lastman's here. God bless you, my brother. Watchman, my brother in Christ. We were just going back and forth. We're going to set up a stream very soon about an incredibly important biblical topic. God bless him and his family. And my brother, Dave, we've been going back and forth with emails. Dave's such a blessed individual, and he blesses me so often. I'm very grateful to him. So I'm going to focus on Gakpo and the Netherlands. I had Morocco double chance. I wasn't convinced by the Netherlands. And people are telling me that it was a big shock. No, it's not. Morocco are as good as the Netherlands. Can I get a woo? Like, I don't know why people are talking like Morocco or like Tunisia or something. Morocco are by far the best African nation, right? And when I saw that they could go 40 games unbeaten, and then advance to 41, that they came in 40 games unbeaten. It was like 41's being the biggest number at this World Cup, I would say. And obviously they're now 41 unbeaten. Probably going to go 42 with how big that number is. And they have the Four Horsemen colours, Morocco. I'm not sure who they're playing. I think it's Canada. So how are we all doing? We all good? We all good? Shall we get started with Gakpo? Now, I'm telling you guys, and this is biblical, that people sacrifice their children. Okay? The Moroccan player that won the game was from the Netherlands. Are you kidding me? Was he? That is incredible, bro. Because he's having the tournament of his life. I'll have to confirm that. If so, it's going in the book, Dave. You're going to love this book. So there was so many 11s in this, which I'll talk about. So Salibari, yeah? Ismail Salibari. Said he was born in Spain. Born in Spain, raised in Belgium. But he plays in the Dutch league. He plays for PSV. So can you believe that? He's not gonna be glorified when he returns, is he? So thank you. I'm definitely going to add that. The Moroccan who got the winning penalty plays in the Dutch league with the Dutch champions. Didn't know that, bro. I'm telling you, I know. I'm so glad I didn't put out a clear pick for the World Cup. I think I'm right in what I'm saying, because there's so many incredible riddles. Now, you cannot write off Morocco. I was thinking about them last night. So the finals, 7-19. Do you want me to share my screen? Any super chats would be welcome. I'm actually going to hang out with a few people tonight. I haven't done this for a while, deliberately. Although yesterday I had an amazing game of basketball and football. But I haven't really gone out and hung out with people at the house. But I've been invited to this FIFA tournament, and I really don't really want to play it. But I'm just going to socialize with them. It's a bunch of Mexicans, and they're going to have the Mexico game on. I might sneak off at halftime. But I'm definitely going to get myself a pizza. But anyways, do I go to Morocco? You know what I do, guys? I go off topic, don't I? I go off topic. Yeah, Cody is very, very good. All right. Everything that he revealed with the Netherlands was incredible. Okay, so go easy on him. I had a lot of people messaging me saying Cody's a fraud. He promised the Dutch were going to win. No, he didn't. No, he never promised the Dutch were going to win. He gave you a riddle and he thought they were going to win. All right. Plus, he don't know much about football, so go easy on him. Hey, Manny, much love to you. Hello, Dan. Morocco are African champions. Yeah, I coded them to win that before the tournament began. And they did. It's controversial how they won it, though. House of Orange-Nassau is the reigning royal dynasty of the Netherlands, originating from medieval Germany. It rose to power when William the Silent inherited the Principality of Orange in France. Wow. So Netherlands went out on the same day as Germany, and you're telling me France could go out? Few people telling me Sweden are going to knock France out. I don't see it. But I know Sweden are pushing the chip. There's people walking around Sweden now with the chip in their wrist, the transhumanism. That nation is pushing it more than any other nation. And they've got that guy Akaris who's doing the mask celebration, which will connect to an upcoming pandemic. So I'm going to... Howdy, Rico. God bless you. I'm going to go put my air conditioner on, and I'll be back shortly. Every time I do that. One second. Okay, I'm good. Right, I'm the two teams that played the 1974 World Cup final went out 174 number of the beast. Crazy, Manny. Crazy stuff. These are the insights I want. Connections to the Bible. Revelation 17:4 says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in a hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Makes me think about New York. All right. There's a fly, guys. Ever since I talked about Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, somehow flies are getting in my apartment when my doors or windows have not been open. Telling you, Beelzebub's coming for me, guys. Beelzebub, you can go screw yourself. Am I going to have to get this fly now, guys? It's flying all around me. Unbelievable. Beelzebub. All right, listen, I'm just exposing Satan on a daily basis. Seems like he's got his little demons coming for me. What a joke. All right, now I'm going to finally share my screen. So if a fly comes at me, you're not going to see me waving around. Start here because Dave made this connection. This guy's the hero. He's having the World Cup of his life. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. Can you see it? Should be able to see Ishmael Sabari. Is he the African Footballer of the Year? I didn't know that. But look, here he is. He plays in the Netherlands. He just knocked out the Netherlands. And he's born in Spain, but he's raised in Belgium. Belgium's the Red Devils. And I told you yesterday he was so connected to 45, and he wears 34 for PSV and 11 for Morocco. That's 45. Germany have now won 4 out of 5 World Cup shootouts. Yesterday, Japan and Germany went out on the same day for the first time since 45, where they both lost on the same day. So 45 is big, connects to Trump, who was the 45th president. Hey JP. I know you all know, guys, that I said take Haaland every game until Norway go out. Can I get a woo? I know most of you are probably on my website. I said take the beast Haaland to score in every game until Norway go out. And he scored every game he's played in. He didn't play against France, did he? He scored every game that he's played in. Just simply because he's the beast. And the Nike commercial ended with him. So he's obviously going to play a major role. The Nike commercial ended with Haaland doing a bicycle kick. Money. Guys, here is Cody. God bless him. Amazing Coda. Go watch his videos. Go subscribe to him. Go check out The Watchman on Instagram. Go support his work. Espresso Macchiato, how you doing, baby? If Cabo Verde were to knock out Argentina, that would not shock me. There's no such thing now. We can't be shocked, can we, guys? You can't be shocked anymore. But anyways, this guy was born 128, the year of 9/11. This is important. Again, when it comes to the gambling, do as you wish. I play my role helping people with this, but Morocco, I don't know what odds they are to win it, and this is not a pick, as I've made clear. I just share what I see every day. It's my motto, Adam, share what you see. Let people do as they wish. This guy was born the year of 9/11, right? And he was born 128. It's one of the players of the tournament right now. And the World Cup finals in New York on 7/19, the 128th prime. Can I get a woo, Gus? So don't write off Morocco. Like I said, I think they play Canada in the 16, then they're in the quarters. All right, they've really been pushing Morocco. And the mayor of New York is a Muslim. So imagine you have an Islamic nation win the World Cup in New York, which will connect to 9/11 with the Islamic extremists, and New York's mayor is a Muslim. So don't write off Morocco. You can't just brush off Morocco and be like, well, an African nation's never won it. So much history is being made, and they have the Four Horsemen colours. And he's doing that salute as well, which I've told you about, which connects to war with the soldiers. Right? And of course, you're going to find him pointing his finger. But there was a lot of 11s yesterday. Cody shared a few with me. There was a lot of 11s. Number 11 got the winning penalty. Gakpo scored 2 days after his son Elijah died. He wears number 11. The game finished 1-1. Both the nations stayed on 11 losses, because when it goes to a shootout, it's classed as a draw. So Netherlands stayed on 11 losses at the World Cup, and so did Morocco. So there's so many 11s. World War I ended on 11/11 at 11 a.m. And there was even more 11s, Cody, if you don't mind sharing your 11 that you found. The Netherlands dialing code I've showed you is the +31, which is the 11th prime. So there were so many 11s. The main riddle was the 32, why I liked Morocco not to lose. But the 1-1 was another reason why I thought Morocco wouldn't lose. Watchman said, Cody, you do amazing work. Don't be discouraged. Stay strong in the Lord, brother. He will see us through all things. And Cody and I were messaging yesterday, right? And his faith is growing daily. He said, I needed to be humbled a little bit, but he said, all glory to God. God deserves all the glory. And very similar to me, sometimes you need to be humbled. Man, I was so arrogant. Sometimes it's good for you to make a mistake. Realize that you're imperfect. Realize Jesus is perfect. And it's sometimes a good thing. You don't want to constantly be wrong. I don't think that's good for anybody. But sometimes when he's blessed you with this knowledge, you can get carried away and start thinking you have all the answers, but we don't. The only one you truly need to know is Jesus Christ is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and Omega, our Lord and Savior. That's what we need to know. And then all this stuff, this is so interesting. My work and Cody's, I think, is leading people to Christ. It's unorthodox. It's not what you'd expect. but it is working, at least judging from the emails I receive every day. So yeah, it's not your typical way of leading people to Christ, but it works, and it helped with my journey, this work. I'm forever grateful to these numbers. Now, let's talk about this. Cheers, Rico. Yeah, that expert, again, the ones that start going viral, you don't trust them. The sports handicappers with 300,000 followers, you don't trust them. They're a joke. So that guy who predicted the World Cups, he said Netherlands would win it, and he said Japan would knock out Brazil. So people look at that now, and what's happening is they're going, oh, these experts, these people predicting, look, they don't have a clue. Here's another one. I've noticed that. So I've been going against these people because I see what they're doing. Like this gematria and numerology is going more mainstream, and the people they're pushing are getting it all wrong. So it just looks silly. The Simpsons thing's not going to hit. Portugal, Mexico will not be the final. And then people start saying, here we go again, another false prediction. I see what they're doing. So there are agents in the matrix. I believe the work I do is very important. And that's why it won't go viral. And it's fine, isn't it? Like this breakdown, I've got my book. I'm focusing on my book, and I hope and pray you all support that when it's done. Okay? I really do. So I'll focus on that. I don't need Amazon. Now, I see this dude pointing his finger. He equalized. And I've got an image of him. I'll show you later. I've noticed that the majority of the players that are winning this Man of the Match award, they look like their families just died. Riddler, I love you, brother. Can I get a woo? Right, maybe I can find it. Some of them are over the top with the celebration of it. But I noticed that a lot of the players winning this award, they look miserable. Guys, you've got to see my Norway code as well. Norway are going to play Brazil. Norway last was in the World Cup 1998 when Brazil won it in USA. 1998 is 666 times 3. And this guy today is 21 days before his birthday. He's born on the 21st. And he made the game 2-1. And 21 days is 3 weeks. And he scored the third goal of the game to get Norway their third win of the World Cup. And I was like, oh my God, it was legit perfect. Rico, this is so generous of you. Thank you very much, brother. All right, there's just images of the beast everywhere. Thank you very much. And I also had 39s and 93s in my code for this. Oh no, I better not put FIFA on. So what happened last time. And that 39th minute goal was massive for Norway. I'll show you it later. And a Red Devils player scored for Ivory Coast. Plays for the Red Devils. Trying to find this guy. And is he... Keep an eye on Dembele today. There, look. Can somebody give me a woo? Gus, thank you, Gus. I talked about you yesterday to a friend. I said there was a guy in my YouTube stream. He seems very gifted. And he said Ecuador would draw, qualify, and he even called the goal scorer. So I gave you a shout out. Of course, the guy don't know who you are, but that was really impressive. But does this guy look like he's just won the man of the match and got to the last 16 by knocking out one of the best teams in the world? Look at him. He looks like he's just found out his whole family's died, guys. Can I get a woo if you're seeing this? Maybe it's just me. Like for me, like back in the day, if that was me and I'm in an England shirt and I scored a goal at the death and we've just won a shootout and I've won the man of the match and it's at a World Cup, I'd look like a Cheshire cat. I'd have a massive grin. This guy looks it looks like he's lost. It's because I think they know, look, the superior player of the match. You're not in control, Issa. But, okay. He looks like he's under a trance or demonic possession. He doesn't look like he's just knocked out the Netherlands, does he? Let's be honest. Now, this looks more like it. When you've won a shootout, this is the reaction you'd expect. This Hakimi has so many satanic numbers, and I think that's why he's the captain and why he wins everything with PSG. This Hakimi, he missed a penalty. I think he could have won it. And look at all the pink boots. This guy's satanic numbers are off the charts. Hakimi. Now, let's break this down. Right? Ismail Sabadi scored in the 5th round of a penalty shootout, and Morocco remained alive at the World Cup following a 1-1 draw with the Netherlands in the round of 32. Sabari's kick into the left side of the goal gave Morocco a 3-2 victory in the shootout and set up a round of 16 match against Canada. Morocco trailed 1-0 and was minutes from elimination. All right, I've told you all these goals at the death. Can I get a woo? Who have we had so far at the death? Brazil? I'd say Haaland was at the death, 86 minutes. And then Diop scored at the death. There's so many goals at the death. And then elimination. It reminds me of like the Squid Games. When somebody dies and it says like, player 6 has been eliminated. Right? He's 6'4", scored a header from a cross. Obviously, Jesus died on the cross. From Chemsdine Taubi just seconds after the clock reached the 90-minute mark. Diop tallied his first international goal after switching his allegiance to Morocco from France. Can you believe that? So his first, thank you, Watchman, love you, brother. His first goal is this massively important goal at the death, and he was going to play for France, and then he chose Morocco. Usually it's the other way around. Like Zidane was Moroccan and he played for France. Okay, it's very rare that a French player will go and play for Morocco when they're good enough. But I guess maybe he didn't believe he was good enough to start for them. Jeremiah 25, 14, 18, about the cup and the curse. Let's go there, bro. And then we'll go into the numbers for this. Look how delighted he looks, eh? This guy looks like he's living his dream. Jeremiah 25. What a book Jeremiah is, by the way. Prophet Jeremiah. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. And I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the winecup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of this sword that I will send among them. Then took I the cup at the Lord's hand and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Lord had sent me, to wit Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, an astonishment, and hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. All about the kings and the curse. The Netherlands have a king. Can I get a woo? Shout out to Cody if he's still watching. They have a king. Willem Alexander. All right. Manny, thank you again, bro. Thank you. They have a king. And I'm gonna show you something right now. And it's interesting. Cody said all of this. This king he's married to an Argentinian. And Argentina knocked out the Netherlands in that last World Cup, which had like a record amount of yellow cards. And he began his reign on the anniversary of the Church of Satan being founded and the anniversary of Adolf Hitler dying, and the Netherlands went out the same day as Germany. Can I get a woo? Look, he's reigned since the 30th of April. It's just crazy. All of this, we're living in a scripted show, right? Church of Satan 430 is when it was founded. It's when the Netherlands king began his reign. And then Hitler, told you Germany went out the same day. Hitler, he died on this 430 date, or 34. So the king. But I do want to show you this. If we go, here's Gakpo. Oh my word. Is Dave still here? Dave. Conor Gakpo was born in Eindhoven. This is who Ismail Sabari plays for. Oh my word! So it's disconnected to PSV, who I predicted to win the league last season, and they cruised it. Conor Gakpo, who opened the scoring, was born in Eindhoven. And then the guy who equalizes is Eindhoven's best player right now. I'm going to have to get that in the old book. Yeah, and I think he played for... Did he play for them as well? Probably did. Look. Guys, it's very important. This guy claims to be a devout Christian. He's a demon. Guys. He's a demon. You don't play for Liverpool, the Netherlands, all right? This guy is a demon. And you need to stop. Oh, Gakpo seems like a nice guy. What are you even talking about? He seems like a nice guy. All right, so there's another connection. I hope I remember that. Now look at this with Gakpo. Again, look at them pointing the finger. Me and Watchman were going back and forth. Now, this has never happened to me, and I know people it's happened to. And it's tragic. I fully am aware it's truly tragic when somebody loses a child, right? For me, this is just me. If I just lost my child the way Gakpo did, there's no way I could play football. I'd want to be with my wife or my girlfriend. I couldn't play, and I definitely wouldn't be able to be in the frame of mind to score. I wouldn't be able to play. I'd just say, guys, I can't. I'd probably be broken for a year or longer if that happened to me. And like I said, if it's happened to you, I get upset thinking about it. I do. But then he's smiling and he's scoring. And look at this. 2 days after his kid, Elijah, died. We'll talk about Elijah in the Bible in a moment. Cody Gakpo becomes Netherlands' second highest FIFA World Cup scorer with 6 goals. 6. And he's number 11. This World Cup began on 6/11. Cody Gakpo became the Netherlands' second highest all-time FIFA World Cup goal scorer. I don't know why it's saying that date, but he did it against Morocco. It's unborn child. There's just, and remember, his partner's called Noah. When Christ returns, it's going to be as in the second days of Noah. So now he's tied with Bergkamp, who scored against Morocco in the 94 World Cup. Schneider, Wesenbrink, Robben, and Robin van Persie. They all have 6. But the Netherlands all-time leading scorer has 7. It's Johnny Rep. Right? This guy. And Maradona died on his birthday. Can I get a woo? I don't know if you're still watching this, Cody. Maradona, all right, I've told you about the Dutch and the Netherlands. Maradona died on Johnny Rep's birthday. Just crazy. Honestly, it's quite crazy how this all lines up. So yeah, most people have probably never heard of Johnny Rep. But now you have. Now, when it comes to this, and I don't know what deals they make with the devil, or if they're even human. Again, Watchman was saying maybe they're not human. Maybe they have that serpent seed, that they were murderers. They don't have that same remorse that we have. Like, because of the seed. So they can sacrifice children. It doesn't even affect. They can go and score in a World Cup, even if it means they're going out. I don't know if Satan agreed and told them and gave them lies that you're going to progress if this happens. I don't know. But again, Liverpool Football Club are one of the most satanic in history. Jota, the whole Jota ritual, the Hillsborough disaster, this Gakpo ritual. I've done so many videos about, like Steven Gerrard said, let's not let this slip, when they were going to win the league, and then he slipped and they ended up losing the league. The Istanbul, the miracle, where they came back from 3-0 down against AC Milan to win. Like, Liverpool are one of the most satanic clubs you can ever imagine. And they were founded by a 33-degree Freemason. So if you're signing for Liverpool, it's quite clear who your father is. It's the devil. Do you all agree? Gus agrees with the whole thing that if your child died, you'd want to be with your wife. You won't want to be playing football. There's no way I could do that. However much I love football. Now, watch this. Watchman, thank you so much. All sports played on the field. Field has lie in it. That's so true. But what about the field, bro? With Kane. That's why Harry Kane, I think he scores again. Look, Cain, who killed his brother Abel, he lured his brother Abel, a shepherd, into a field. Can I get a woo? Fair Spear, I love you, bro. I appreciate you. Look at this. Cain, all right, who murdered his brother Abel, because out of jealousy, he lured him to a field and murdered him. A field. All these sports games, it's all about sacrifice. A lot of them are on a field, not all of them. Like ice hockey is on a rink, for example, or a court with basketball. The court is because Jesus is the judge, right? But the field, guys. And I've told you, in football, the 18-yard box is 666. It was Gakpo's 54th cap, 54 days from his birthday. He got his 24th goal, 1,026 weeks exactly from Kobe first wearing 24. Bro, what? Can you give me that date of when Kobe first wore 24? And I'll have to bring that up. If you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button. I feel like this World Cup has been an eye-opener. Look, the thing's code, 34 likes, 45 watching. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number. 45 is the 9th triangular number. And I'm going to be talking about number 9, the beast, Erling Haaland. So again, even this algorithm. What's the date, bro? Yeah, football history was a war between villages. Thank you. I need my boy to tell me. So it's the 31st of October. So Halloween. Halloween was the first time Kobe. That's Marcus Rashford's birthday. Halloween was the first time Kobe wore 24. Oh my word. Mate, you make some incredible finds. I was talking about 1026. That's when Michael Jordan made his debut. So you're telling me Gakpo... Scott, wait, I need to read this again. I'm going to have to screenshot this, bro. Bro, this is crazy. How do you find that? I guess we all have different gifts with this coding. Cody Gakpo, he's got 25 goals. His 24th and 25th goals came during a standout performance at the ongoing World Cup. So it was his 25th. Kobe Bryant did average exactly 25 points during his career. Look, Netherlands star Cody Gakpo scores emotional goal just days after death of unborn son. I've done this for too long now, right? For too long to believe this is all a coincidence, that it's not ritualistic. Wait, he's got 173 goals and assists combined for club and country. The 40th prime, guys. Revelation 17:3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-coloured beast full of names of blasphemies, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Well, you've led me on a goose chase, bro. And 25, guys, the beast kills 25% of the earth. Oh my word, 1125. Gus, number 11 has 25 goals. Give me a woo right now. Number 11 has 25 goals for the Netherlands. Johnny Rep. His birthday, the Dutch all-time leading scorer in World Cups, 11-25. Number 11 got his 25th goal for the Netherlands. And Maradona's death date. And Argentina knocked out Gakpo in the Netherlands in the last World Cup. That's crazy what you've just sent me on. But this 1026 is found. I talked about it yesterday, and I've told you that Liverpool were found. Slow down, Adam. This just drains you. Slow down. Liverpool were founded by a 33-degree Freemason, John Holding. John, God is gracious, right? Now look at this. FA was founded on 1026. This has to go in the book. Cheers, Gus. Can you see? The FA, the world's first official football governing body, was officially founded on 1026. Now, on top of this 1026, I did a stream about Back to the Future. In the original Back to the Future film, the iconic date and the time of the first temple experiment at the Twin Pines Mall is 1026. Oh my word. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is Watchman, this is where I was talking about the dog. Einstein the dog. Oh my goodness, bro. And you're telling me Gakpo just scored 1,026 weeks after Kobe first wore 24 jersey, and he came in with 24 goals. Right. Look, there's that 34 as well again. For the Church of Satan, guys. The 34. Where was I giving you those? Netherlands king. Became the king, 34. Church of Satan founded, 34. Hitler died, 34. And now Kobe first wore the 24 jersey on the 304th day of the year, 34. Absolute crazy. Yeah, that 1004 reverses 41 years on 7/3/2026. Crazy. Kobe retired, 104th day of the year. He died at age 41. Quite crazy, isn't it? Right, now let's go to my book. Oh my word, 41 likes, Dave. You can't make this up. Yeah, it's spiritual wickedness and principalities. Do you all agree now? No, he's got 25 goals, Glenn. I stay off. I stay off Wikipedia. So he's got 25. Probably didn't update it. His goal. He's got 25. Just, again, oh my word, isn't that death? Guys, look, he got his 25th goal. Can I get a woo? And then Morocco scored at the death. And death is 97. Oh my word, he got his 25th goal right after the death of his child. Death is 25 and death is 97. That's the 25th prime. This is disgusting. This is absolute pure and utter evil. To the point where, again, I don't think they're freaking human, or they have that serpent seed, or like I told you, they're like Nephilim. They've got like the father's a fallen angel, the mother's a human, things like that, which is biblical, by the way, when the angels had sex with women and made them pregnant. That is sickening. And death's 97, the Hillsborough disaster eventually killed 97 people, didn't it? Involving Liverpool. And then number 20, Jota dies. Signed for them in 2020. He helped them win their 20th league title. Disgusting. Now, if you read about it, they still exist. Is Watchman still there? Dave, anybody who knows the Bible? They're still here. They're still here. They didn't all, You got to study that a bit more. That bloodline's still here. Now, watch this. Watchmen, help him out with that. The people that say that, remember as well what the Bible says, that when Christ returns, it's going to be as in the days of Noah. And they were there during the days of Noah. So, hey Sean, I appreciate you greatly, mate. God bless you. This game was the round of 32. Now, these type of codes are what people enjoy because they're easy to confirm and it doesn't require much like concentration to absorb it. So this was the round of 32. Now, the game was played exactly 32 years after the Netherlands beat Morocco at the 1994 FIFA World Cup in USA. Ronald Koeman was their captain, Sean. Can I get a woo, baby? Aguirre, Mexican coach, has 1,326 all-time points. Messi became world champions with 13 goals in 26 games. Oh, that's not good for Mexico. Can you share that on the website? That's not good for Mexico. That's the 51st triangular number. And I've got a lot of 51s with Mexico. But watch this. Ronald Koeman is the Netherlands coach, right? This guy is their coach. The Netherlands fans don't like Koeman. They don't believe that he's a good coach. Watch this. The Netherlands defeated Morocco 2-1 on June the 29th, 1994 during the Group F stage of the FIFA World Cup 1994 at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. All right, and look how Bergkamp scored. Gakpo just matched him with 6 World Cup goals. All right, Bergkamp. Now, this was exactly 32 years before Morocco just knocked out the Netherlands. Exactly. Right? And look how they played at Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Now, just before I get into this, Diego signed for 41 million. He wore number 20 and 21 equals 41. That's why the first 2 games of the World Cup, I think Mexico won 2-0, like 20. And then whoever else is in that group, they won 2-1. Well, I'm going to ask you all in the chat now, what is the drink I always ask you to buy me? Like, guys, I want to go get an ice cold. What do I always want to drink? What's my favorite drink? Yeah, Watchman said, brother, they never fully were purged from earth. Go all the way to David and Goliath. They were alive. And exactly, you've got Goliath that came after the flood. Goliath was a giant. He was a Nephilim. All right? A warrior. This is Morocco's 7th World Cup appearance. Yes, orange juice. There you go. Orange juice. All right? So the Netherlands, all right, the only team to play in orange. Look how they played at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. All right? Citrus. Orange. Can I get a woo? Even the stadium. Guys. Citrus fruit. An orange. And then on top of that, they played in Florida. And this is my favorite orange juice. The Florida juice is what I get. This is my juice. And look, it's that coded. It's that coded. And how crazy that Cody coded the Netherlands, and then during it, Cody Gakpo's child dies. And I think the Netherlands went out on today's Cody Rhodes' birthday. Cody Rhodes, who just lost his title in the Middle East to Sami Zayn from Syria. Oh my word, it's 41. So this is Cody Rhodes' birthday. So if you were watching the Netherlands game from the Netherlands, it was on Cody Rhodes' birthday. Can I get a woo? Demonic possession is real. As are fallen angels. All right, there is a difference between them. And the Nephilim spirit roams around the earth as well. Those who died in the flood, their spirit is still on the earth. And that's probably what is possessing human beings, the Nephilim spirit. The physical Nephilim, they died but their spirit is roaming the earth. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? And remember, football is a game of possession. So this guy lost his Cody, the American Nightmare, is what his nickname is. And you don't want to know. Look, see his Baphomet hand? Can I get a woo? Anybody see it? His two-finger Baphomet salute. It's right there. Bleats his hair blonde for the unclean spirits. Before you know it, he's world champion. And this guy rarely reveals himself as an angel of light. When you see him doing like interviews, tries so hard to just be this really nice guy when clearly he's not. Can't get to the top. Look, Jesus on a cross. I've done lots of great streams about wrestling. And then pushing this whole mixed race relationships that they're doing in Hollywood. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh my word, what's that? What the heck? Look at that. And remember his brother's Gold Dust, the Golden Age, and Gold Dust was a drag queen in wrestling. Again, he's doing the same thing there. It's funny how Sami Zayn lifted him up, and then it was Sami Zayn who took the title off him. Can I get a woo? Sami Zayn lifted him up, and then now he took the title off him. And there's the snake. This guy's called the Viper, Randy Orton, who hears voices in his head. Demonic possession. Now, I just want to confirm to you here. So this game, guys, look who the captain was. Just confirmation. Number 4 as well for death. And Morocco scored at the death, right after the death of Gakpo's child. Koeman, the Netherlands coach, right, was the captain in this game. Yeah, Jesus called the Pharisees children of the Father. Yeah, brood of vipers. You're like your father, the devil. Right? Look, guys. It's jaw-dropping, isn't it? Jesus has to be coming soon. There's just too many reveals from me and other people. Then look at this name, Dick Advocate. An advocate for Dick. And this was like in Pride Month. And a Dick advocate is somebody who's an advocate for Dick. Oh my word, they had Overmars with all the space stuff. Mark of the Beast, Overmars. Remember Dennis as well? Dennis, the last 3 letters in reverse is sin. And he's got Maria in his name. So again, probably not full man. I don't know why his middle name's Maria. But yeah, the 4. And in interest now, the Netherlands captain is 4 now. Liverpool player, Virgil van Dijk, another name for a lesbian, is a dyke. Right? But the 4. And Haaland today, the beast, guys, my Norway code. Guys, he scored with 4 minutes left. And he scored in 86 minutes. To 86 somebody is to kill them. That's why the average coffin is 8 foot and he goes 6 foot under. So with 4 minutes of regulation left. My dad's called Ivor as well, the Ivory Coast. My middle name's Ivor. Now, Netherlands were beaten 3-2 by Brazil in the 1994 FIFA World Cup. And then Brazil won that World Cup final 3-2 in a shootout. Come on, guys, you see it? Brazil beat Italy 3-2. And he got his 4th World Cup title. 4th. But the Netherlands were knocked out by Brazil in this World Cup 3-2. 32. Remember, it was number 10 who missed that penalty, Baggio, for Satan. Terrible final. 0-0. Now, yesterday, this is when people message me saying, Adam, did you really just see that they won 3-2 in a shootout to 32? I said, yes, I did see. Can I get a woo? Yes, I did see. Morocco won the shootout 3-2 in the round of 32, exactly 32 years after they last met at the World Cup. Yes, I did see that. I also saw Gakpo scored after 72 minutes, and there's 72 goetic demons, and 66 plus 6 is 72. Cody Gakpo, you make me sick. Evil. And I also saw Morocco scored at the death, and I see that their crest has a pentagram, which is the ultimate symbol of the Church of Satan. And look at the possession. Morocco killed them. Morocco are better than the Netherlands. So again, everyone's saying, Adam, I can't believe you called this. It's like, why? Morocco are probably better than them. The odds didn't make sense to me. They had more shots on target, more possession, like double the passes, way better passing accuracy, less fouls. Netherlands, people always build them up. They're not great. They haven't been great for a long time. They're average. Now, the 32, look at this. Look how many wins the Netherlands have. 32. Right? They stayed on 32 World Cup wins. This is beyond humans. Do you all agree now? Yeah, I saw that Tar penalty, the number 4. Tar, like the wheat and the tear. He got a goal disallowed, which should have been a goal, and then he missed. What's with all the black players missing? Have you noticed? Why are all the Dutch players who missed penalties, they're all black. The guy who missed the main penalty for Germany, black. Something's going on. Even my mate Nathan, he said, why are all these black players missing? And why is so many of these European nations, the majority of the team is black? Because it never used to be. You won't see like a black player for Germany. But they're everywhere now. We saw it with France. They were the first one to really push it. Basically a team of Africans. But it's like even England. You look at England's team. Netherlands. Spain. You'd never see a black player for Spain. And now there's quite a few of them. Like Yamal and Naki Williams and stuff. Something's changed. Yeah, there you go. So it's all the black players missing penalties. And that penalty miss from Somerville didn't look real. Can I get a woo? Do you agree? I saw the highlights of the shootout. I don't watch any of the games, but I see highlights occasionally. His penalty looked like something from a shitty video game. It's like he kind of like, and even the save, like the keeper should have caught it. It was weird. It didn't seem like the players were in control. Thank you, Dave. Love you, brother. I can't show you the penalty. You go watch it yourself. Thank you so much, Dave. But it's like he's hit this penalty, and he's a decent player, that Somerville, and it's gone straight at the keeper. It was just a terrible penalty. And then the ones hitting the post and the bar, you can't plan that. Can I get another woo? You can. I think. And by the way, for Morocco to qualify, it was even better because they missed their first penalty. They were down. Usually, if you miss your first penalty, you don't win the shootout. But then it's like multiple players hit the post or the crossbar. I don't think they're good enough to do that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're in control, but I think they are, and that's where it is just so blurred. I don't think they're in control. Now, look at this. Another 32. Right? Morocco's Independence Day, Eid al-Istiklal, is celebrated on 11/18. Right? So that's their Independence Day. Guys, can I get a woo? Morocco, let's just say this slowly, see if I can do it off the top of my head. Morocco just knocked out the Netherlands exactly 32 years after they met at the World Cup. They beat them in the round of 32. They won the shootout 3-2. And they did it a span of exactly 32 weeks after their Independence Day. There's way too many 32s there for people to dismiss it, to brush it off, or to merely call it a coincidence. All right, and then the Netherlands were knocked out of that World Cup 3-2 by Brazil, who played on the same day, knocking out Japan. They knocked out Japan 2-1, and the 32nd day of the year is 2-1, February the 1st, which is what? Black History Month. But I think the 32s comes down to this. Revelation 3:2. Remember, Gakpo now has 6 goals for the Netherlands, 3 times 2. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die. Remember, his child just died. Morocco equalized at the death. These codes I'm giving you, there is a way that God is sending out warnings as well. It's not completely Satan. Satan doesn't completely control anything. Can I get an amen? He doesn't completely control anything. It's the God of this age because God allows it. But I believe God is sending us warnings with this World Cup. And I think He's given me this calling to show people. And it says, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. Now, Gakpo, as I've mentioned to you, look, I can't get over how miserable he looks. And now we're going to have these against each other. I'll code that. You know what? Norway could knock them out, you know. And look at them. They're all consoling him. But again, I'm going to show you what this all represents. There's 11, hugging number 11. Watch this. And again, they're pointing to the devil. You all see this now, don't you? Jesus, God, is everywhere. He's omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. He's everywhere at the same time. He's all-knowing. He hears everything. He's all-loving. You don't just point up to him, right? That's not how God works. You don't point up to him. And even this player, I think Veghorst, I think he even played for the Red Devils. He's pointing up. I don't know if he's honoring Gakpo's dead kid. I don't know what sick stuff's going on. But this is how they glorify him. 2 days ago, he announced that he and his girlfriend had lost their baby boy during pregnancy. Despite everything, Gakpo decided to play against Morocco, and he was the one to open the scoring. After the goal, he couldn't hold back his emotions. It had to be him. What a moment. It's evil. What a moment. And then I told you with this guy, this Joaquin Clement claimed the Dutch would beat Portugal in the final, and he said that Japan would knock out Brazil, and he got them wrong. And this guy the views on his videos were in the millions. And this is a Masonic pose. I've showed you. I've got whole images in my book, which I won't show you yet, but this is the Masonic pose when they do that hand on the chin for an extended period of time. But this was the thing that got me. So everyone's like, look, I belong to Jesus. As he's doing this Nazi salute, as he's got this Muslim in the background with a smug grin, the Egyptian king. And he's getting all this worship from these fans who are obviously unaware of the fact that they're giving their energy to Satan. It's, I belong to Jesus, right? And then we've got this guy who scored at the death. Well, he's number 14, Gakpo's 11. And look what I've got here. Isn't this like the perfect image, guys? Number 11 and 14 scored the goals. 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, just look at his shirt as I read this, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So you think just because they wear a vest saying, I belong to Jesus, means that they're saved? No, guys. This guy literally sacrificed his kid to score a goal in a World Cup. That's what he did. And it's so clear that's what he did. And the 11-14, I talked about the kings and how the Netherlands had a king. Look when he was born. King Charles III, 11-14. 11-14. 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And remember, King Charles was the Prince of Wales, the dragon. Look, doing the same thing Gakpo's doing there, honouring the devil, doing the same thing there. That's same pose. Can I get a woo? You see it? I can just make these. I've got the Holy Spirit, man. Satan can't touch me. All right, I walk in the truth in regards to Christ as my King. It doesn't mean that I always perfectly telling the truth about everything, but Christ is my King, not King Charles. Screw this guy, demon. Right? It's literally, and so many of these people, I've told you, like when I do my stream about Crowley, if you look at his like poses, it's all what the footballers do. Okay, I've seen footballers doing so many poses. Look, like Jude Bellingham. There's Crowley. See loads of them doing that. Okay, the Rooney one. Remember, he has a song called Mr. Crowley. Upside down cross. Look, you see that one as well? Can I get another woo? Look, they all do that. I've got hundreds of images of the players doing the finger on the mouth. And one of Gakpo. Right? And then this thing, the triangle, is like the Rooney celebration that he put up, and Lukaku, and it's all about magic with a K. And that's what these people are involved with, guys. Right, look there. You see that? How many of them have you seen do that? Rooney, Lukaku. I think I've got Ronaldo doing that one somewhere. So this is what we're dealing with. Look, that one. Cole Palmer. Can I get this? This is going to be another video for me. Cole Palmer does that. Nearly all of them do that celebration when they score. Are you all seeing this, guys? So, Crowley, I need to get my video done for this guy. Because this guy was like pure. Look. That's what Hakimi was doing. Where is he? That's the exact look. See it? Can you see it? These Satanists, it don't matter, guys, what nation they're from, what color their skin is, all right? What their weight is, it's their heart. Where is it? Where's my Crowley? This fly needs to piss right off. Look. That hand that they do. It's what he's doing there. Can you all see that? Ugh! Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to get this fly. Beelzebub. Frick. Man, bring on heaven, eh? Can I get a woo? Bring on heaven. Sick of this fly. Just got on my nose, man. Bring on heaven. There's none of these freaking flies there. Piss off Hakimi as well with that grin. I'm angry now. It just went on my nose. Stupid twat. Sorry about that, guys. On my nose, man. Okay. Yes. Freemasons, bro. Flyman. Morocco picked up their 9th all-time World Cup draw and stayed on 11 losses. Oh my word, I was just talking about the King Charles, guys. What is going on? Smash that like button because I'm pissed off with this fly, guys. Just ping those likes up. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm taking a deep breath. Where are they coming from? Church of Satan has 9 statements and 11 satanic rules of the earth. 9/11. Quite crazy. Prince Philip, the father of Charles, who was a Freemason, died 911 days before Israel was attacked by Hamas on Vladimir Putin's birthday. Crazy. Because Russia's going to play a major role in Armageddon. YouTube don't allow killing flies. I didn't kill it. I can't. It's too fast for me, bro. I thought I were quick, man. Bruce Lee reflexes. This fly, man, it's doing triple backflips when I get near it. But I will find it and I will kill it. Now, Queen Elizabeth II gave birth to King Charles III the same year that Israel declared its independence. And Charles was born a span of 911 weeks before the Church of Satan was founded. What? Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them. A king. Which is the angel. Remember Ronaldo's kid angel died, another ritual, of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon, and King Charles' father was born in Greece. Yeah, devil spawn flies, mate. The Netherlands picked up their 16th World Cup draw. If it goes to a shootout, statistically it's a draw. If they win in extra time, it's a win. And they stayed on 11 losses. The King James Version of the Bible was first published in 1611, guys. 2 days before this game, Cody Gakpo and his girlfriend had lost their baby boy during pregnancy, despite everything Gakpo decided to play, and he was the one that opened the scoring. Gakpo lost his child Elijah days before this game, and then he scored in this game after 72 minutes. 72 goetic demons, and 66 plus 6 is 72. And Gakpo made the game 1-0, and Satan gets you 10. All right? And I've told you, number 11, Gakpo scored. Number 14, Diop scored. 2 Corinthians 11:14, which, by the way, gets you, oh my word, gets you 25, Glenn. How Gakpo has 25 goals. 25. 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Oh my word, Watchman sent me an image of the time that a fly landed on Hillary Clinton at the second 2016 debate. Hillary Clinton, HC, Hell's Children. The fly. Telling you, these flies have been coming for me for a while. It's not because I stink either. Can I get a woo? I actually smell pretty good today. Morocco's coach picked up his 21st point as their coach and his 6th win. 21 is the 6th try. Prince William's birthday as well. Revelation 21:6. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. That's why they're doing these water breaks. I've done a chapter about the water breaks. Jesus is the living water. Everything comes back to the Bible, guys, even these water breaks. Can't wait for you all to read this. Donald Trump, the orange man, like the Netherlands, wear orange, began his 2016... Boom! Got it! How do you like that, mate? It's gone. Got it. Get in there. That's what you call perseverance. Sucking my balls, Beelzebub. Woo! I've got it, guys. It came right up to me. It was coming from my nose again. All right, I pulled back, man. pulled back, got the towel, already ready. Patum! Whip! Down he goes. Down he goes. Oh, she. I don't even know flies on the gender. Same with these footballers. Don't know their gender anyway. Anyways, get in there. Get in there. Trump, who's going to lift up the World Cup trophy. Guys, I would love a slow motion of that, the way I got that fly then. I pulled off it, oh, what? That was just, came back, pa-ching, bang, down, finished it off as well with another, just to be sure. I thought he was gone. Got another one, finished it off. Referee came over, ended it. The illusion raises his arm. Down you go, Beelzebub. Let's go. Check VAR. I'm just got to confirm. It's done. It's over. It's over. Fly's gone. If it came back from the dead right now, this would be freaky. It's staying there. I'm gonna. It took minutes of my life away from me trying to get that. Trump began his presidential campaign 2016 on 21/6. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Now, I told you this would happen. This is why I was like, the Dutch will definitely lose again to me, because he was getting that 201st loss. Remember Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, both MAGA presidents, the highest degree of Satanism. All right? So I was like, he's going to pick this up. I didn't know when, but he was going to get it. It's too big of a number. Event 201. The Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, hosted Event 201, a high-level pandemic exercise on 10/18/2019 in New York. Donald Trump's first day as the 47th US president began on 21. Told you, it's the orange man, the Netherlands, the orange team. The World Trade Center went from 2 to 0 to 1. All right? Maybe I went from 2 buildings, be a bit more specific. 2 buildings. So it did. There was 2 of them, then they collapsed, then there was none of them. Now they have the 1 World Trade Center. So it's 201, even with that. Now look at this. The Empire State of Mind. Have you heard that song? It's Alicia Keys, The Key to the Bottomless Pit. And Jay-Z, who released his album Blueprint the same day as 9/11. Blueprint is a plan. The song Empire State of Mind was released exactly 201 months before the 2026 World Cup began. And I've put this in the future tense. And the final took place in New York, where the Empire State Building is located, and New York's mayor is Muslim, and Morocco is an Islamic nation. Can we get a little woo for that? Yeah, this channeling spirit's taking place. That's who they're pointing to. Michelle, can I get a woo? That's who they point to. The demons that are giving them their power, their fame. That's who they point to, guys. They know that this is not of their own. That's why they're not all honoring their dead family members or whatever when they do this. All right? This guy's pointing the finger and he didn't even score. So who's he pointing to? You got to remember, guys, there's billions of people walking this earth. There's not many playing in World Cups. Can I find that out, actually? How many players will play I don't know if this is the right wording. Maybe I should say selected. All right, so there's 48 times 26. Oh, no, it's between 23 and 26. Oh, is this it? Is that how many players there is? Yeah. So there's 1,248 players. That's nothing when there's like 8 billion people. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you agree with that? It's like 8 billion. This ain't a lot. I don't see anything with the 1248. If anybody sees anything. What happened in 1248? Was there any major event? 1248, major geopolitical shifts occurred, highlighted by the Christian reconquest of Seville, the launch of the Seventh Crusade, and the commencement of monumental Gothic architecture in Europe. What's this about King Ferdinand? 16 months, the biggest number with the World Cup with the 41. Led by King Louis of France, the Seventh Crusade began in 1248. King Louis set off with an army of approximately 20,000 soldiers with the goal of attacking Egypt, the seat of Muslim power in the Near East, in order to reclaim Jerusalem. Guys, does this go in the book, or am I reaching here? The 1248, that's how many players have been selected. Am I reaching here? Oh, is this something to do with the Muslim power? Egypt are still in it, aren't they? Who are Egypt playing? Don't tell me France can play Egypt. I don't know. But I know there's all this king stuff. Anyway, I'll leave that. I don't want to just put stuff in. Count Willem II of Holland was crowned the King of Germany. What? And Germany and Holland just went out on the same day. Why is the Count William, I just talked about Prince William, why was he crowned the King of Germany? What? How? If he's Dutch? They might be. This might be worth going in, if I keep looking deeper. Oh my word! The guy died. The 128. He died 128. World Cup final 719, 128th prime. All right. What else is there? Pele died on 1229, 201st prime. And the last team he played for was New York Cosmos. And Pele was born a span of 201 weeks after Pope Francis. And this game was exactly 42 months after he died. Thank you, Glenn. And I think Chuck gave me that years ago with this 201 with Pope Francis and Pele. Revelation 21. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Now this next bit, I think you're going to love it. Watch this. Where's Ronald Koeman? The fact that I've connected Ronald Koeman to Trump for 6 years makes this even more impressive for me. Look how many points he's got. I can't, it's not loading. He's got 1,460 points. And Trump was born 14.6. John 14.6. Trump's middle name. John 14.6. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. I can't believe this. Oranges are the only colour that equals 33. Mundanis Masad, I agree. Ronald Koeman exited the World Cup with 119 points as Netherlands coach. Flip that, it's 9-11. Revelation 11:9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. What the heck is going on? Like, this is deep, guys. And that 119 was in my Back to the Future as well. So Back to the Future, which connects to nuclear war. And I did my whole thing about the Mexico game, how it all connected to the Trinity test, why 3 players got sent off. There were loads of threes in that game. But again, man, we just, the 119. That 1985, Kobe died 1,985 days before Jota. Shout out to Dave. Then I made the 1985 connection with Pele and the year Ronaldo was born. So I know now it's coded. Like it's not for debate. And I think even like my brother, who I love greatly, John, will now finally be like, okay, it's scripted. He used to joke, make fun out of me, but I think he's accepting it's scripted now. I think so. I could be wrong. Maybe he just still thinks it's not. But I think he's finally accepting it, or maybe not. But I hope so. When do France play? Have they started? Do you want to... Time is it? 1:34. Do you want to see shall I show you the Norway code before I go? Hey, Miss Jones, much love to you. I like France to go through. A lot of people on my site. Fairsphere, who's a gifted coder, he likes Sweden. I think my brother likes France. You had shocks yesterday. Netherlands went out, Germany went out. Norway were the favourites today, not big favourite. They went through. And who's the late game? Mexico. So again, I don't think France and Mexico both win in 90 minutes. And if Mexico go out today, it's going to be chaos in Mexico. You confused? If you want all my picks and insights, you go to my website. You want to see this Norway code? Oh, geez, why? Give me some woos if you want this Norway code. Gus likes Mbappe at score twice. Again, that'll be the third time. And France to go through. I think looking at France's odds to win the World Cup, they beat Sweden. They're plus 225 to win the World Cup. I think Norway were like plus 160 to win this game today. So they're big favourites now, France. Let me check the odds. World Cup winner odds. So if France go out today, it would be a monumental shock. Look. France are plus 250 to win. You can find that. I think Haaland was plus 105 just to score today or something. But look. So don't, like, if France go out, it would be a massive shock. But if you like Sweden, how dare you? Go for it. Now, I'll give you... all three teams won't win in 90 minutes. Norway just did it. I don't think France and Mexico both do it. And I will say this. France, I think Dembele would score if they score. I think it's Dembele. I've seen loads of sevens. And with Mexico, I think they concede. Because I don't think Mexico go 4 games in a row without conceding a goal. So I think Ecuador are going to score, just like I told you, Paraguay would score against Germany. I know Dave did well off that and told you Havertz would bang. So I don't think Mexico will keep another clean sheet. Now France could murder Sweden with how good France are. And France's coach just lost his mother, which is a big deal. And France I think they can go 4-0-0. And I've got connections with France and 20. 20 times 20 is 400. because they won the World Cup 20 years apart. Can I get a woo? I think they won it in 1998, France, and they won it in 2018. So they won the World Cup 20 years apart, and if they win against Sweden, they're 4-0-0 at the World Cup, which is 20 times 20. So I think France. I've read the Sweden codes, they're very impressive. I couldn't take Sweden with my France code, but it's up to you. Or you can take Sweden plus 1 goal or whatever. There's loads of shit you can do, but that's up to you. Now I'll give you this. Yeah, Ronaldo's grandmother is from Cabo Verde, and they're playing Argentina, and Ronaldo's wife is Argentinian. It's just a joke. Roland Emmerich directed Independence Day in 1996, and he's 70 years old. It's Morocco's 7th World Cup appearance, and they're ranked 7th in the world. First World Cup appearance was in 1970. Amazing. Yeah, keep an eye on Morocco. I think they knock out Canada. Like, Norway just stayed on 3 World Cup draws and 4 losses all time. More pink boots. Jeez, can't get away from them. Now, Beast. That's this guy's nickname, the Beast. Beast equals 34. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number. Norway advanced to 9 points, and number 9 Haaland scored the winner. 9, the square root is 3. Norway picked up their 3rd win of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Again, I did this in the past tense. I've changed it. The game was exactly 3 weeks before Haaland's birthday. Can I show you this? Oh, I need to keep that. Watch how coded this is. So this is today's date, yeah? And this is Haaland's birthday, 7/21. World War II lasted 72 weeks and 1 day. All right, look at this. Can you all see this? Today is exactly 21 days before Haaland's birthday. 21 days is 3 weeks. 7 times 3, like when Jota died. So Haaland made the game 2-1, scoring the 3rd goal of the game to get Norway's 3rd win. 21 days or 3 weeks before his birthday. You see it? That's why I was thinking Haaland's going to get the winner. And he did. The 21 and the 3. He made the game 2-1. They get their 3rd win. That's how coded it is. Honestly, that's how coded it is. Ivory Coast dropped to 202 at the World Cup. Look at Haaland when he was born, Gus. Ivory Coast just dropped to 202 at this World Cup. Look when Haaland was born, the 202nd day of the year. I said, if Norway win, it's all about Haaland. The code's Haaland. And he got the winner. 202. Ivory Coast stayed on 16 all-time FIFA World Cup points. That's 16 again. The game was 16 days after Donald Trump's birthday. Shout out to Glenn. His presidential car's the Beast. 16, the square root is 4. Norway stayed on 4 losses at the World Cup. Haaland scored the winner with 4 minutes left of regulation. This was Ivory Coast's 13th all-time World Cup game. They stayed on 16 points. Like, really? Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Erling Haaland scored in his 13th consecutive game, and he made the game 2-1. 13th consecutive game he scored for Norway, and he made the game 2-1. Look at this. 1,321 is the 216th prime number. which is 6 times 6 times 6, and he's the beast. Guys, it's the beast. I didn't see the goal. My brother Abid said it was lucky. This win ensured that Norway had won 13 out of their last 14 games. Chuck told me this. Revelation 13:14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Can I get a woo, guys? You see this? It's the beast. It's not just, bro, if you're watching, John, it ain't just about me coding Haaland to score and he's one of the best strikers in the world. It's why he's one of the best strikers in the world. It's why his nickname's the Beast. Do you know what I'm saying? Please don't just be like, ads, you called Haaland and Norway, good job, they were the favourite. Haaland's the best striker in the world. It's not special, Adam. I know that, that's all shite. But I'm showing you why he's the Beast. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, basically those who dwell on the earth are the people who place the earth above heaven. Can I get an amen? God bless you, Michelle. That's what they do. The people who dwell on the earth, is most people I know, they have no focus on heaven, the afterlife, spending eternity with God. They just dwell on the earth. This is it. We're here. You only live once. Do what thou wilt. There is no heaven. It's all bullshit. They're the ones that dwell on the earth. And when this beast system comes, right, which it's coming, that's what they're going to say. We've got no choice. What can we do? I can't buy or sell. I can't provide for my family. I can't compete with the government. And you hear it all the time, people saying that. We can't do anything about it. Just got to deal with it. They're the ones that dwell on the earth. I'm going to tell them to piss off. Can I get a woo? When they come round telling me to get a mark, I'm going to say piss off. My home is in heaven. All right? Take all of this that I have right now. Take it all. Go for it. I am not there right now. They're not doing that, but it's coming. All right? So don't dwell on the earth. You could be dead today. You could die today. That's a fact. That they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now, Norway advanced to 9 points out of a possible 12. Revelation 9:12. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. Now, I need to put this. So I've got a 12:6 here. Ivory Coast stayed on 6 points out of a possible 12. Let's go to my favorite verse in the Bible. And it might not be one you'd expect. Maybe not favorite verse, the most impactful verse that I've ever read in my life, especially for this work. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, not dealing with Haaland here, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. I'm not going to read out my Mexico code. Crazy, crazy stuff. And remember, guys, Haaland, if you're watching, John, Haaland said, my dad is a boy and my mum is a girl. I am a mix. The mix, the merging, the fallen ones. All right, and he's even doing it pointing to his temple for the mark of the beast. He said that he's a male and female, guys. He told you on Snapchat that he is male and female. So if this is going to happen with Haaland, look at the size of him. He's an absolute monster. All right, who's he pointing to? Never hear him talk about Christ or anything. Look at that, man. Okay, he said that he's a boy and a girl. You still want to laugh at me when they're freaking telling you? Telling you? Don't believe it? Oh, he's joking, ads. Chill out. No, he was not. He's mixed. The mix, the merger is biblical, this stuff. Free Martin, exactly. People don't know this stuff. Yeah, it's so funny that Sweden's coach was Chelsea's coach. The beast rises out of the sea. Was it Podder? Look, his name's Podder. And then the Podder, look. When people refer to the pot in the Bible, they're almost always thinking about the metaphors. God as the potter. Can I get a woo? God's the potter. Not Graham Potter. He's just a shite coach. All right? God's the potter. Yet you, Lord, are our Father. We are the clay. You are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. That's why they had to call it Harry Potter, with the magic, promoting Satanism to kids, glorifying black magic to kids and adults. He said, "Can I not do with you, Israel, as this potter does, declares the Lord? Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand." All right? The hand of God, guys. Once you're in the hand of God, he will never leave you or forsake you. Screw that hand of God by Diego Maradona. Absolute demon. Can I get a woo? Once you're in the actual hand of God, he will never leave you or forsake you. I woke up this morning, I listened to a prayer, and it was just beautiful. It's about not to worry. The Lord is with you. Let him guide you. Trust in him. Be grateful to him. Be thankful that you even breathing today, because you can't breathe without him. And it was just a beautiful way to start my day. Dave, I'll send you it. And I think I sent it to Watchman and John Monona. But I do want to show you this. I've got to remember the Gakpo being born in Eindhoven, and then that guy playing for PSV who equalised. Okay, do you want me to go for 10 more minutes? 10 more minutes? Do you want me to talk about child sacrifice in the Bible? I'll do that. And then I've got to go to a meeting about my car insurance. Still dealing with that bullshit. Shall we talk about child sacrifice? What the Bible says. What does the Bible say about child sacrifice? Let's see if it existed. Remember, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Right? It's still going on. The horrific practice of child sacrifice, because that's what it is, it's horrific, it's demonic, it's satanic, it's wicked, has been committed throughout the world for thousands of years. I don't know why people think it's just stopped. Generally, the sacrifice of a child was intertwined with the worship of a pagan deity, often a fertility god. So they sacrificed like to Baal, to Moloch. Worshippers sought to obtain a blessing from their god. So Gakpo's kid dies and then he scores that goal for the Netherlands. It's a blessing to him, isn't it? Or to confirm or complete a vow taken in the name of the god. So one of the things Satan demands is sacrifice. They demand sacrifice. These demons, the devil, because they know all about Jesus' sacrifice. They play God. So you've got to sacrifice to them. And it goes on. Ancient Aztecs, where was the first game of this World Cup? Yeah, passing through the fire. Type it in the chat. Where was the first World Cup of this tournament? What stadium? Can't wait for you to read this book. What stadium was it? It was Mexico, South Africa. What was the stadium? Man, I'm getting a bit peckish. Anybody got it in the chat? Oh, the Azteca, thank you. Ancient Aztecs, Incas, and a few other people in South and Central America practiced child sacrifice. The same for the Druids of Europe. Now, I will say most people who lose the child like this, probably 99%, is just tragic. It's just part of this wicked, evil, corrupt world, and the wages of sin is death, and people can die. They can come into the world and breathe a few times and die. It's tragic, but it's the way of the world. It's the fallen world we live in. Right? But there are people sacrificing their kids. They are doing it. It's probably the most horrific thing you can do to God is deliberately giving birth to a child to kill it to another god, lowercase. And there's multiple gods that they worship. It's not just one. The city of Carthage in North Africa contains evidence of child sacrifice related to the worship of Baal, Hammon, a god imported from Phoenicia. Many Roman writers refer to this barbaric act in Carthage. So this is Baal, and it's football, basketball, baseball. Can I get a woo? This is Baal. Right? This is who they honor. Demon. Why do you think they all put their hand up? Can I get a woo? Why do you think, Watchman, thanks so much. How many players do this when they score? When Donald Trump got shot at, he put his arm up. This is Baal. Baal's behind your sports. Look, the storm god. Baal. Basketball, baseball, football. All right, these players all put their hand up. Thank you so much, Watchman. Means a lot. Haaland sounds like a harlot, and a harlot is a whore like the whore of Babylon, and everyone is in the world drinks her cup in Revelation. The beast, oh my word. I think I'm going to have to sneak that in the book. So this is Baal. Look, there's that pentagram. It looks like Morocco, doesn't it? Their flag. This is what they do. Look, handing over the child to Baal. Handing over the child to Baal, and they put it through fire. It's really sick. It's hard for me to even look at these images. Look, these are the ceremonies that they do. They get around and they basically sacrifice, preferably children because it's innocence, to these false gods, guys, and then they get to score in World Cups or win Premier Leagues or whatever it is that they get. It really doesn't mean anything. So sick. Kids are growing up in this as well. Your Haaland would have grown up in this. Erling Haaland with his dad would have grown up with all of this. It's all they know. For a lot of them, they grow up in the occult. I've never typed this in before. People who grow up, I don't know if anything's going to come up. They grow up in the occult. I don't know, maybe I need to watch something about this. Growing up in the occult involves being raised within alternative, esoteric, or highly insular belief systems, ranging from mild eclectic paganism to authoritarian closed cults. For these individuals, the magical or taboo is treated as ordinary. You see this? I said this. Fair Spear, can you give me a woo? I said this. It's normal to them. They don't think it's evil. This is so important. Guys, this is backing it up. My back's hurting. They think it's all they've ever known. So the magic, the taboo, the witchcraft, the sacrifice, the symbolism, this is all they've ever known. They don't think it's evil, and that's why they do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes they're not even deliberately mocking people. It's just they think that what they're doing is right in some sick, twisted, demonic, pagan way. Look, they have different paradigms of reality. Practice divination, reading tarots, all right? Witchcraft, astral projection. They grow up in this. They grow up in it. We don't. And this is like, for example, with Anton LaVey, he baptized his daughter, a satanic baptism. So imagine you as the son of like Crowley or Anton LaVey. You're going to grow up in it. And that's why they do all the symbolism. They know all this stuff. They know about the occult. Look, there's Moloch. What do they call this, Watchman? Where do they go in the woods and do sacrifices? This is a real thing with Moloch, with the owl. What's it called? Where do they go? They go in the woods and they're doing this shit, guys. Now. What's it called? Yeah, the Grove or something, yeah? It's something Grove. It's something Grove. And this is what they're doing, and they honor Baphomet. They do. They know who Baphomet is. They know. They probably read Eliphas Levi, the French occult revival. They probably know all about the books on this stuff and the 72 Goetia demons. I know this stuff. I'm not in the occult. I don't follow it. I'm aware of it. A history of magic, witchcraft, and the occult. They're reading these books, probably as bedtime stories. Bohemia Grove, thank you, Marianne. Or Mariana. So this is what they're growing up with. The occult, witchcraft, and magic. I don't recommend reading these books. I'd stay away from it, but I bet Gakpo's read them. The Bible contains the heartbreaking tale of child sacrifice practiced in the name of Moloch, right? A god of the Ammonites. Moloch worship was practiced by the Ammonites and Canaanites, who revered Moloch as a protecting father figure. Images of Moloch were made of bronze, and their outstretched arms were heated red hot. Living children were then placed into the idol's hands and died there, or were rolled into a fire pit below. Lewandowski just went to Chicago Fire. Some sources indicate a child might also be passed through the fire prior to the actual sacrifice in order to purify or baptize the child. I feel sick reading this. Moloch worship occurred in the Hinnom Valley near Jerusalem. Because of this, the valley became associated with the idea of Tophet, or hell. God prohibited Israel from child sacrifice in general and Moloch worship in particular. Leviticus 22:5 states, "Say to the Israelites, any Israelite or any foreigner residing in Israel who sacrifices any of his children to Moloch is to be put to death. The members of the community are to stone him. I myself will set my face against him and will cut him off from his people. For by sacrificing his children to Moloch, he has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name." And that's what these guys do. They profane the holy name of God. If the members of the community close their eyes when that man sacrifices one of his children to Moloch, and if they fail to put him to death, I myself will set my face against him and his family, and I will cut them off from their people together with all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Moloch. That's what they do. Can I get a woo? These celebrities who I expose, they've prostituted themselves to Moloch. They've sold themselves to Moloch, because Moloch can give them fame, fortune, wealth. Whatever it is that they desire, he can give them that. You just got to sacrifice to him. All right? King Solomon was involved in the practice. As Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods, lowercase. All right? And his heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David his father had been. He followed Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and Moloch, the detestable god of the Ammonites. This is the wisest man to ever live, did this. So Solomon did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Again, Solomon was forgiven. On a hill east of Jerusalem, Solomon built a high place for Chemosh, the detestable god of Moab, and for Moloch, the detestable god of the Ammonites. The Lord became angry with Solomon because his heart had turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice. Although he had forbidden Solomon to follow other gods, Solomon did not keep the Lord's command. Later, the evil king Manasseh offered his son as a sacrifice in 2 Kings 21:6, as did King Ahab, 2 Chronicles 28:1-4. The people of Judah participated in this crime against their own sons, a sin so detestable that God said that it never even crossed his mind. Child sacrifice was one reason for the Babylonian captivity. Some critics of the Bible point to the story of Abraham, who laid his son Isaac. Oh my word! Don't Gakpo play with Isaac? Fair spear, watchman, give me a woo. Gakpo and Isaac. So he's playing today. Oh my word. They play together. Oh my word. Isaac and Gakpo. Isaac. Abraham was going to sacrifice his child, Isaac. Again, you know that'll be some sort of demonic thing that they're doing with that as well. Look. What's Revelation 18:9? 18 plus 9 is 27. Ritual's 27. I think Gakpo's 27. Oh my goodness me. And the kings, here we go. The kings of the earth are these people. These gods that they worshipped. It's not like King Charles. The kings like Moloch, these different gods. Baal, Baphomet, Beelzebub, they're the kings of the earth, right? Who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, and they shall see the smoke of her burning. Oh my word. Revelation 18:9. This is getting out of hand. Firepower! Give me a woo! Guys, firepower! They sacrifice the children, put them through burning fire. Even firepower. That's what you say about players that have the ability to score goals. Firepower. I've never thought about that. The fire, they put them through the fire. Isaac. Frick me. So Abraham laid his son Isaac on the altar, prepared to sacrifice him, and he was directed by God, but it's deeper than that. However, God tested his obedience and the faith of Abraham. God stopped him from actually following through, and then God provided a ram as a sacrifice. Abraham didn't sacrifice Isaac. He was willing to, because Abraham placed God above his son. Abraham knew the only reason he had Isaac was because of God, and he trusted God. That was a test. People question this. Why would he do that? Don't try and get in the head of God. You're not. Today, child sacrifice is practiced throughout the world. There's been a resurgence of child sacrifice in Uganda. I hate how they try and make it all about Africa. This is going on in every nation. Witch doctors, again, if you look at this World Cup, they're telling you about witch doctors, aren't they? Can I get a woo? The Ghanaian witch doctor. They're telling that it's open now. That there's witchcraft. It's not just like the movies. Witch doctors are being implicated in the mutilation and death of children. This has to be devilish. To mutilate and kill a child, an innocent child, it has to be the devil within them. Are they not fully human? To kill a child and mutilate an innocent child, they do it. And why? To bring good fortune and wealth to those willing to pay for it. Pretty sure Gakpo has good fortune and good wealth playing in the Premier League and for the Netherlands. And then people connect it to an abortion, which I think is slightly different to deliberately having a child in your hand and mutilating it. I'm not going to go into abortion. Right? But look, do you understand this now? When I talk about the fact that he probably sacrificed his kid, I'm not just saying this. Elijah was Gakpo's kid. Elijah is one of the most prominent and powerful prophets in the Old Testament, whose ministry in the 9th century BC focused on calling the Israelites back to worshipping Yahweh during a time of widespread idolatry under King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. You see again, the kings, the queens, the Netherlands have a royal family. He plays in England, have the royal family. The kings, I gave you that verse with the 1114. King Charles's birthday. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So this is pure evil. And Elijah, look, it's about false gods. That's who Gakpo's worshipping. Elijah announced a multi-year drought to punish Israel for worshipping Baal. Oh my word! Shall we get this in the book, Dave? So I believe Gakpo worship is Baal. And I believe that Gakpo sacrificed his son Elijah to Baal so he could put that football in the goal yesterday. Oh my word. Elijah connects to Baal. I'm going to have to sneak that in somewhere. The drought, they talk about goal droughts with strikers. They say he's going through a drought. Don't they? When a striker doesn't score, he goes through a drought. I'll bang this here. I'll deal with that later. So I think Gakpo sacrificed his son to Baal and told him Elijah to make it even more evil, even more disrespectful to God. When you understand what Elijah means, look, when the widow's son fell ill and died, Elijah prayed over him and God brought the boy back to life. But when you look at the meaning of Elijah, look what his name means. My God is Yahweh, the Lord is my God. And then he's wearing this. I belong to Jesus. No, you sick bastard. Sicko. Sick. Oh. Imagine, guys, this is taking the Lord's name in vain. If he's not truly following Christ and he's wearing this and calling his kid Elijah and then sacrificing him to Baal so he can score in a World Cup, just utter, absolute evil. Yeah, the Beatles went to Crowley, the Beatles from Liverpool, like Gakpo plays for them. I don't know this France game. I've told you, I think Dembele scores. I think Dembele, I don't know if it's starting. I think he's going to bang. No, he's starting. But man, after doing the stream about Isaac, what I just said about Isaac, keep an eye on this guy. Mbappe's got a riddle, he always does. Yeah, this is not a gimme for France. I do not think this is a gimme. I don't think they're going to walk all over Sweden. Sweden, the lion's den. They throw the Christians into the den of lions. But yeah, I better go. Yeah, Elijah was raptured by God with his divine Charlotte. Credible. William's daughter, Prince William's daughter, is called Charlotte. So I appreciate you all greatly. What, guys, some of these streams now, because of this World Cup, they've gone next level. So thank you all for watching, for sharing. And I'm going to have to update this book. This never stops. Thank you for your insights, your financial support, your compliments, your questions, whatever it is. Blown away. And this game's in New York. It's got to connect to Trump. Okay. Yeah, I got a guy on my website that really likes Sweden. And what I've said about Sweden is this. They are pushing this. So if Sweden go far, they lost a World Cup final to Pele. Sweden, thousands of individuals have voluntarily had rice-sized microchips injected under their skin, typically between the thumb and index finger, to simplify daily life. Don't do this. Do not get any of this in you. These chips use near-field communication, NFC. Oh my word, that's like NFCs in this NFL. The same wireless tech used in contactless credit cards and smartphones to replace physical access cards. So the stuff they were putting in your smartphones are now in their wrist. And it's funny that when you hold up that chip, you do the 666 sign. God bless you, Rico. So if Sweden go through, it's not just about numbers and that. It's because this nation's pushing this more than any other nation. This digital ID. Microchips. So if Sweden go through, it will connect to this. So it's not just France are the better team. So yeah, could Sweden shock? Why not? I'll tell you, any one of these teams left in the World Cup can win it. That's what people need to look. People need to understand, anyone that's still left in the World Cup, look how they hold up the 6. Although that's just an actual chip. But this transhumanism is the devil. American rocker Jim Morrison died in Paris on 7/3, 1971, 55 years before the upcoming 7/3 for Satan. Brazil's dialing code, plus 55. So yeah, guys, don't do this. It's transhumanism. It's not always. You'll be paying without your card. You'll just use your wrist, and it'll be convenient. You won't have these machines. Will be gone in a few years. Morocco could win the World Cup, absolutely. Of course they could. But it's so stupid, this World Cup. Sweden got smashed 5-1 by the Netherlands, didn't they? They got beat 5-1 by It's just because, and I showed you why it was 5-1. They won the first game 5-1. It's just a ritual. I don't know, Roberto. You have to go on my website, but I code day by day. And now I'm about to go. But I will show you this before I leave. There's the fly. There it is. Beelzebub. It's playing games with me all morning. Okay. Smash the like on your way out. Get it up to at least 70. And I've got to go eat something. But I've got that meeting in 15 minutes. So yeah. Thank you. Cheers, Roberto. Thank you for the compliment. All glory to God. Bless me with the eyes to see. And like you see here, with France, I'm not focused. I really don't care. But I will reveal why France or Sweden will qualify. And all my posts I do put on my website, the pre-game. All right? It's not that I just do it all after the fact. 7 days from Deschamps' mother, dying 19 days from the final 7-19. Oof. Mental. Brilliant, Gus. I love you. I appreciate you. Keep sharing your insights. You are very, 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 very gifted. All right? And Dave, so grateful to you. Really am in so many ways. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll be with each other in heaven. And I can't wait to sit down and chat with you. So take care, all of you. Have a great day. And I'm about to leave right now to get some stuff done. I've just been invited to go to bingo night. I can't. Got something else going on. All right. Bye, guys.